Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen. This is Marvel Heroes, All Things Storm. In this video, we're going to talk about all of Storm's current powers, most of her costumes, the ones that I have at least, and a bunch of other Storm coolness. Now, Storm wasn't one of the original X-Men, but she did join in a little later on, and although she was a latecomer, she showed that she has amazing leadership skills. She actually became one of the team leaders of the X-Men. I don't know, I guess that's it. She's one of the most respectable X-Men. She controls the weather, lightning, winds, icy, blizzard, storms, and all that kind of crazy stuff. Alright, and let's get right into the costumes here. We have the Storm Modern costume. This is Storm's default costume. It's not a bad costume at all. I actually like this costume. This is standard Storm. I don't know what more you could want. Then we have Storm Classic Black costume. It looks very similar. The cape thing is the same. But you have less cleavage, but you have more skin in other places. Yeah, I don't know. This costume's pretty standard too. I guess I like them both about the same. The classic white costume. Now here you go. Very conservative. I like this costume a lot. This is what I remember Storm wearing from when I first started following the X-Men. And yeah, I like the two X-Men X's she's got up here. Double X. And yeah, I don't know, I like this costume. It's got the same cape as the previous two costumes, except this time it's white. And then we have the 90s Storm costume. I don't like this costume, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's the haircut. I just don't like the short hair. No thanks. Give me long-haired Storm any day of the week. And besides, I really do remember Storm wearing that white classic costume in the 90s a lot more than this. I'm thinking that her run with this one was probably short-lived. I don't really know for sure though. And then we have Storm Mohawk costume. This one's pretty awesome. She does have shorter hair in this one again. As a matter of fact, the sides of her head she has no hair. But for some reason, I don't think that looks as ugly as the previous one. This is all just my personal opinion, by the way, so you might like the other one a lot more. But yeah, I think this costume's awesome. And that's all I have for the costumes, so be sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite Storm costume is. And I will let you know at the end of the video what my favorite Storm costume is. This is out of the costumes that I have, by the way. Alright, and starting out with Storm's powers, we'll start in the Skybreaker tree, and the first power you get at level 1 will be Lightning Bolt. This is a basic power, call down lightning to strike an enemy. It does energy damage, and as you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage. This has a synergy with all other basic powers that Storm has. This is what it looks like. The next power is Stunning Bolt. This is also a basic power. This looks very similar. It also does energy damage, but this one also has a chance to stun, and as you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage, you'll increase the chance to stun, and you will increase the stun duration. And it looks very similar, except this one can stun. And finally, at level 20, the third basic power is Lightning Column. This one deals energy damage, it has the chance to stun, this one has an area of effect, so all three of these basic powers have a synergy with each other. The chance to stun on this one scales with the ranks in Stunning Bolt, so that's right here. And as you put points into Lightning Column, you will increase the energy damage per hit and the area duration. At level 6, you'll be able to unlock Thundering Bolt, where this calls down a blast of lightning that stuns enemies in an area. This does energy damage and it stuns. This has a synergy with Chain Lightning and Ball Lightning. As you put points into this one, you'll just increase the energy damage. And this is what it looks like. You just stun everyone in the area of this power. At level 16, you'll unlock Chain Lightning. Now, this will call down lightning that arcs between multiple enemies. Damage dealt to the same target decreases each time he's hit again. So meaning if it bounces off one guy, hits another guy, and then goes back to that first guy, it'll do less damage to the first guy than it did the first time it hit him. This does energy damage. It has a certain amount of bounces. Both of those things depend on how many points you have in them, so the more points you put in, the more energy damage you'll do and the more bounces you'll get. This has a synergy with Thundering Bolt, which is the last one, as well as Ball Lightning, which is the next one. This is what it looks like. You'll see this bolt bouncing around between all the guys. At level 24, you'll unlock Ball Lightning. Throw a crackling ball of lightning that shocks all enemies in its path. This does energy damage. As you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage. This has a synergy with the previous two powers, Thundering Bolt and Chain Lightning. This is the power. You'll see it will just go through all the guys and it will just constantly shock them as it travels along. and it does just go through enemies, and yeah. Alright, now let's check out the Wind Rider tree. The first power you'll have at level 1 is Buffeting Zephyr. Call a gust of wind that knocks back enemies and deflects projectiles in front of you. This does physical damage. As you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage. It has a synergy with Sudden Tornado. This is what it does. It just knocks guys back, as well as does a little bit of physical damage. Next up, at level 14, you'll unlock Sudden Tornado. Unleash a small tornado that knocks enemies in front of you into the air. This does physical damage. As you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage, and this is how it works. It just knocks guys up. At level 2, you'll unlock Sirocco Rush. Rush forward with a gust of air, stunning and weakening all enemies in your path. This does physical damage. It will stun enemies, and it'll weaken the damage they deal when you hit them. That will last for a certain amount of time. Now, as you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage and the weaken, as well as the duration of time that the weaken sits on them. This is what it does. I personally just really use this for mobility, to get around quickly, but it has those other effects as well. At level 8, you'll unlock Windy Flight. Hold down the hotkey to summon the winds to lift you up, letting you fly above enemies and obstacles. This is a fly. I don't know what more to say. So many heroes have fly. We all know what it is by now. This is what it looks like. You fly around. You can fly over enemies. You can fly over obstacles that most people would have to run around. And it increases your movement speed by a lot. As you put points into it, it will just increase the haste of your movement speed. At level 10, you'll be able to unlock Lightning Rush. This is a fighting power. Dash forward, stunning an enemy with a lightning charged fist. This will do energy damage and stun the enemy. As you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage and the stun duration. Here it is on an enemy. It just stuns them, stuns them, stuns them, stuns them. At level 26, you'll unlock Quickening Tempest. This is pretty much like an aura. You'll have this on. It will increase your haste, dodge bonus, and it will also affect other people near you. This has a synergy with Gusting Tempest and Refreshing Breeze, which will increase the duration, the area duration. And as you put points into this, you'll increase the haste bonus you get, the dodge bonus, the area duration, and the cooldown. This is what it looks like. You put it on, and you'll just have this tornado thing around you for a bit. At level 4, you'll actually get your first Tempest, which is Gusting Tempest. This one will put another tornado around you, and it will knock back enemies that come close to you. As you put points into this one, you'll just increase the area duration, the cooldown. And this has a synergy with the other Tempests as well. Put this on and you'll have this, and it will just constantly knock back enemies that try to get in here. And finally, in the Wind Rider tree, at level 22, you'll unlock Refreshing Breeze. Summon a rejuvenating wind that invigorates you and your allies. This will increase your defense and end negative conditions. This will give you a defense bonus. As you put points into it, you'll increase the bonus and the duration in which it will last. This has a synergy with the other Tempests, Gusting Tempest, Quickening Tempest, and this is what it looks like. You put it on. And the final tree is the Stormcrafter tree. At level 1, you'll have the passive power Spirited. This will restore spirit per second. As you put points into it, you'll increase the amount of spirit you restore per second, and this is a passive power. At level 3, you'll be able to unlock Elusive Blast. Leap away from combat, firing a blast of lightning that slows your enemies. This will do energy damage and slow. As you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage as well as the slow percent and the slow duration. This is what it looks like. You jump backwards and you fire off some lightning. As you can see, it goes right through them, and it gives them the spaghetti monster legs where now they run slower because it reduces their movement speed. At level 12, you'll unlock Freezing Tempest. This one will slow enemies' attack and movement speed. As you put points into it, you'll increase the slow percentage and the area duration and the cooldown. This does have a synergy with Elusive Blast, Arctic Blizzard, and Crashing Hail. This is what it looks like when you put it on. Just like, sort of like the other Tempests, except this one's got some snow in it, and it looks like it has a much bigger range. At level 20, you'll unlock Arctic Blizzard. This will slow enemies' attack and movement speed. This one you just throw on the ground, so it'll create a place on the ground where it will just slow the enemies. Anyone who's in it, they'll be slowed. This has a synergy with Freezing Tempest. The slow percentage scales with Freezing Tempest, and the area duration scales with Crashing Hail. So as you put points into this one, you'll just increase the slow percentage and the area duration. This is what it looks like. You just slap the ground with this snowy, icy area, and any enemies that step into this area or are already in this area will be slowed. At level 28, you'll unlock Crashing Hail. Summon a lingering hailstorm that renders enemies in the area vulnerable to attacks. This will also do physical damage per second to the enemies that are in the area. It'll lower their defense. And as you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage and the defense reduction. This will have a synergy with Freezing Tempest and Arctic Blizzard. This is what it looks like. You just make it snow. Actually, that's hail. And yeah, the enemies will just get pelted. They won't like it. And that's how it works. At level 18, you'll unlock Lightning Storm. Create a lingering storm of lightning that strikes enemies in the area. This does energy damage per second, and it just sits in an area. This has a synergy with Thundering Tempest. As you put points into this, you'll increase the energy damage per second. This is what the power looks like when you use it. It just creates this massive thunder, lightning, electric floor. Bolts come out of the sky, and it's not pretty. And finally, at level 30, you'll get one of the greatest powers, Thundering Tempest. Summon a powerful wind that lifts you into the air and creates a tempest of storms around you that slows and damages nearby enemies. This does energy damage per strike. It slows their attack and movement speed. And as you put points into this, you'll increase the energy damage as well as the slow percentage. This has a synergy with Lightning Storm for the damage, and the slow percentage will scale with the ranks in Arctic Blizzard. Now this power is absolutely insane. You just fly around and it just zaps anybody around you. And finally, at level 30, you'll unlock Storm's ultimate power, Goddess of Weather. Unleash a mighty thunderstorm that attacks enemies, slowing with hail and stunning with lightning, while granting you and nearby allies improved movement speed, energy protection, and spirit regeneration. This does physical damage per strike, energy damage per bolt, slow percent to their movement speed, stun duration, restores spirit per second, plus to energy, plus to speed. The effect lasts for 15 seconds. This seems like a monster of a ultimate. And here's the kicker, this is at rank 1. Well, look at this. I have 2 storm tokens, so I'm gonna right now upgrade it. There we go, Goddess of Weather upgraded. Goddess of Weather upgraded. And let's see what it upgraded to at rank 2. So now it just does more damage. The slow percent has gone up. And restores 7 spirit per second now. That's actually a good one. And the cooldown is brought down from 20 minutes to 19.5. The speed and energy are still the same, but anyways, let's go try this out. Alright, so here we'll use the ultimate. Lasts for 15 seconds. It just takes care of the garbage real quick. And all that's left standing is Shocker. And it's that time for the end of the video. I told you I'd tell you what my favorite costume is, and this is it. The classic white costume. I like this one the most. I just don't know why. I just do, okay? Anyways, I do like this costume a lot. But yeah, this was Storm. If you want to see any of the other heroes, I've actually done every single non-starter hero. They're all up on my channel. I'm going to try to list them off just because that's what I do, and I find it fun even though I can never remember all of them. So let's see. I'm going to try to list off all the heroes that I've done so far, and that is Spider-Man. Yeah, that's an actual guy. No, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Wolverine, Deadpool, Captain America, Hulk, Black Panther, Punisher, Cable, Cyclops, Miss Marvel, Jean Grey, Rocket Raccoon, Colossus. Oh baby. Did I get them all? Did I forget anyone? Please tell me I didn't forget anyone. I probably forgot plenty of them. I don't know, but that's what I can remember off the top of my head. I don't know why I find it so fun to do that. I don't have to do that at all, but I just do because I like it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video at least a little bit. Be sure to give your requests. I've only got 4 heroes left that I haven't done. And, yeah, that's all I got, I guess. So, thanks a ton for watching. I'm Degen. This is Marvel Heroes, All Things Storm. Bye.